Hello friends, family, and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to another high-level game of StarCraft 2. Today we have in the top right spawn in as the blue Zerg player playing for Team Kaisi Gaming. It is Solar. And in the bottom left spawn in as the red Terran player playing for Team NV. It is Bunny. Good old Bunny. Bunny is a personal favorite of mine. And I've mentioned this before. The reason he's a personal favorite of mine is because Bunny, you know, there's some people that don't have any embarrassment or don't have any shame. Bunny doesn't have any fear. He does not have the ability to be afraid of anything. So when he has 2 medevacs and his boost is on cooldown, he will use it and he will fly in no matter where it is. If he sees an empty mineral line, he will go in there to make sure that it stays empty. Like Bunny is someone that just plays with a lot of guts. He goes in, does something dangerous, and most of the time makes it out alive again. It's really fun to watch. Plays a lot of all-ins as well. I think if you watch Bunny to kind of enjoy yourself at the type of stuff he does and gets away with, it usually is the most fun. And that's what I usually tend to pay attention to as well. As you know, the wild stuff he does. Like, he will take ridiculous risk for absolutely no return and get an even trade with it. And he'll be happy because he took a massive risk and it didn't really pay off. But, you know, it wasn't too bad either. Like, he'll jump in with a Reaper to shoot a Zergling 2 more times. Won't kill it. The Reaper almost dies, but did damage that Zergling 2 more shots. That's the type of stuff we're expecting here. And I'm actually really looking forward to it. We do see Solar opening up with some aggressive build here as well. Bunny is scouting in the early game. That is not unlike Bunny, although Bunny does like playing aggressive and kind of risky with his units and his unit movement. His overall gameplay, his build order choices tend to be, well, also actually very aggressive, but also safe in the early game at least. He doesn't like dying to cheese. As the opener here is going to be a 2-1-1 start. Second barracks before the second depot. Depot into reactor with that Reaper. And then the second gas, of course. So looking forward to see what Bunny will be able to achieve with this, as Solar sends 2 links across the map, keeps 2 links at home as well at the same time. Speed will finish up well, in a little bit. It's the natural hatchery finished up at this point. Good start here for Bunny, who doesn't take any damage. And on top of that, also really didn't take any security measures. Usually we see Terrans build a single bunker on the low ground, or sometimes even on the high ground, to make sure they don't die against a roach all in from a pool first. But Bunny doesn't give a crap. He says, I have a Reaper at home, and my 1 Reaper can take out 5 roaches if it needs to. So he just keeps the Reaper at home, and well, from here on out will start his marine production. And as Solar is not opening up with roaches, this actually was completely the correct call. Although he could not have known that this was the correct call. So he gambled and got lucky. That's the way that I like to see it. Oh, Reaper might actually take a bit of damage here. Might actually end up dying if Solar controls these links well. Doesn't quite get the surround, and Bunny gets back up onto the high ground. There's enough gas currently for the starport. Should start soon. At the same time, we'll see the reactor on the factory start as well. Solar's trying to get a little bit of damage done with these links. Not quite happening though. As, I mean, there's plenty of marines around. Of course, Bunny doesn't want to move too far forward either. Doesn't want to risk getting surrounded by another 12 or 20 links that Solar decides to make randomly. We do finally have that Roach Warren coming down, and this is going to be perhaps for a mid-game timing push, or perhaps for some defensive roaches heading into a roach-heavy style. We could be seeing something like the Cave Bob, of course. Cave Bob being the style that Dark employs a lot. That very passive roach hive rush into the quick lurkers with the adaptive talent. And then while being behind 35 workers, slowly but surely playing your way back into the game. At least that's what Dark does when he plays this. We'll see if Solar has similar ideas and if he has the similar level of execution as well as Dark does. 3 hatcheries are down. We have 14 marines here. 2 medevacs on the way first for roaches being popped out of these hatcheries, as well as the lair starting right now for Solar. So mineral saturation is not ideal yet, and already going up to 2. No, already going up to 3 gases here. Spores being produced at the edge of the creep, and the overall creep actually doesn't look that great. I mean, it's been 4 minutes and 50 seconds of absolutely nothing happening here. But yet we only have a couple of creep tumors. What are we at? 6, 7 creep tumors. It's a very low number here. Not quite sure if the queen just didn't focus on spreading creep on purpose, or if Solar has been slow with spreading his creep because the cooldown has been off a while and he hasn't just been spreading them. I think that might just be the case here. 2 medevacs are going to fly into the main base. Like I said, if Bunny sees an opportunity to fly somewhere, do something cool, he will do it. He doesn't care about damage on his medevacs. Perhaps he should care, as this one medevac is actually taking a lot of damage. Spores being targeted down though. These Marines in a bit of trouble, will get picked up. Well, 3 Marines get left behind, and Bunny achieves absolutely nothing with this drop. Gets a crap ton of damage on one of his medevacs. Fair amount of damage on the second medevac as well. Solar's going to be very happy with this early game. 6 Marines and 1 mine load up and try to cancel a fort base. Sadly for Solar, there's no fort base yet. So, well, maybe sadly, maybe luckily for him, there's no fort base yet. So we won't need to cancel it either. Roaches move towards the right side, push this drop away one more time, as Bunny for a second time needs to pick up. Now perhaps we'll clear the watchtower and then continue pushing on towards the right side, maybe denying some potential fort bases. 6 Marines and a mine, the ones from the left side, and now starting to join up with the Marine force on the right side. Now there's no upgrades on these Marines yet, but with the combat shields we'll be able to take a pretty decent fight against these roaches. Do manage to snipe 3-4 roaches here. The Widow Mine does end up unburrowing here, and these 3 medevacs end up flying somewhere else. Oh, I like this medevac move. You might be wondering what this is for, as it's empty, but this will be just the scout for any potential fort bases. Bunny will see the lack of a fort base here and will realize that the fort base will be taken on the right side. We see 2 medevacs boosting there immediately. Actually, he's going to go into the main base. Curious to see if he's going to finish this path. He goes unspotted for a very long time. There's no units in the main base currently. Fakes going into the natural. It's a bit of a distraction. Oh, Solar's not quite aware of this. Now we'll be aware of this. Hatchery gets cancelled. Mine will get the shoot. Doesn't quite get the pickup on the mine, and these 2 medevacs will start flying into the main base. There's still that 1 spore. It's bleeding dark red blood over here. So these 2 medevacs will unload in the main base. Might be able to get 2 drones, but Solar once again quick enough with the response. Hive indeed is going to be the call here out of Solar. So going for that fast hive. Quick lurkers as a follow-up most likely, and the 1-1 upgrades. We're not going to be seeing some type of 1-1 push first. No, this is just straight up Hydra lurker after these roaches, also known as the Cave Bob build. These 2 queens will not be sufficient to deal with this marine drop. Still 5 marines in the medevacs as well, but for whatever reason Bunny decides to keep them in. And so far the majority of his transportation has been through the air. 1-1 finally finishes up for both players, 8 minutes into the game. Fort CC hasn't started yet. We have a second factory on the way, vehicle weapons starting as well. No money quite for the 2-2. Bunny continues macroing properly. Takes 2 extra gases as well, and he will need those to get all the gas upgrades, get the double tank production that he apparently wants. Is he working? Okay, he's working off a single tech lab. He's getting concussive shell for his marauders. We might be seeing a very big dedicated 2 factory push here with a delayed fort base. Some 2-2 type of timing is of course a real possibility. And Solar, if he is aware of the fact that the fort base is being delayed, might want to start the Vipers. Yeah. Vipers really do poop on this type of push. So it's important to get those quickly, get a little bit of energy and get them early. So the moment the Terran moves out, you can start picking off tanks with the abduct ability. That's extremely important. If the Terran gets the siege up, it's often difficult for the Zerg to start picking off units at that point. You really need to start early as the Terran is moving. Still, the creep spread out of Solar is absolutely atrocious here. Look at that. 14 creep tumors, 9 minutes into the game. Now, I do assume only 5 tumors have gone down. That just means that Solar has been doing a poor job spreading creep. Sure, Bunny has been very active with his force, but still, it feels like Solar has been dropping the ball a little bit when it comes to that creep spread. 1 lurker is on the wrong side of the road. It's the dangerous side of the road. At the same time, we have a Ling roach run by here into the 3rd base. These roaches should be able to snipe that tank. Lings are going to touch that tank as well and will assist in taking it down. Marines start pushing it back, and with a 1 Marauder, 2 more tanks, I think Bunny is in a fine defensive position here. Seismic Spines, the second upgrade, as is the case usually with Dark as well, loves to open up with the adaptive talents over the Seismic Spines, so rather having that quick burrow over the +2 range. This left side army out of Solar is just going to falter if he stays around for too long. Don't believe he can actually fight this. Solar does find a way to get the links around, and Bunny actually ignoring this threat altogether. It's gonna end up losing 3-4 workers here to these links, which are mainly, well, largely unupgraded, honestly. +2 carapace, I guess, is about to finish up, but there's no melee upgrades here. 2 Vipers are with this army. There is the quick burrow on these lurkers, and we see it being used. Good Blinding Cloud. Not sure if I would have preferred the Blinding Cloud over the Abduct here, but I guess if you can move forward with the lurkers like this, that is completely fine. 3 lurkers are very far in the back, which means that this right side fort base is going to get taken out. At the same time, this left side base is actually in a little bit of trouble. There's no tanks left here, but this hatchery is just going to get sniped, and these units will give their life not for ire, but for the Dominion. And, well, don't quite succeed. Oh my god, he's gonna go again. Now, this is the type of... This is the type of high-level play that we like to see out of Bunny, you know? Just right-clicking hatcheries, losing all of his units, a stim without going in. This is what we tune in for. Now, this is what I want to see when I know... Well, that's not the unsiege that I was hoping for, Mr. Bunny. Do like it, though. Managed to save 1 tank. Guides back a bunch with these Marines and Marauder as well. Medevacs from the left side are now moving towards the right, as we see a bit of an army rotation coming out of the Terran play here. There's 5 tanks in position. Solar does not burrow in time. There's only 4 lurkers here as well. Solar loses 3 lurkers before the fight even starts. Now these lurkers will finally get into the position. There is Viper about to move in as well. It's the morphing Hydras will also get cancelled. You have a decently sized run by moving towards the left side. There's no defense whatsoever here at home. There's a crap ton of tanks here. I'm not quite sure what these lurkers are doing. I really believe they should be going for a run by. It's not like Solar has infinite time here. I mean, that's 6 lurkers. Yeah, okay, he's gonna send them home. I also don't mind that completely. No, he's gonna send them to the left. He's extremely indecisive with these lurkers. Really needs to start doing something with them. Because I think he can survive temporarily, but it's a lot easier to survive if the reinforcements of your opponent can be straight up rallied to their push. As we see immediately a big F2 move here out of Bunny, sends all of his units back, or almost all of his units back. Now realizes, hey, wait, that's not possible. I still have a tank line here. Sends 2 drops towards the left side to snipe that base most likely again. And has 2 tanks here defending his own 3rd base. Bunny only on 4 bases as well. Solar has a pretty decently sized bank. I'm actually kind of starting to like Solar's position here. Sure, ghosts are being built. There is a very large tank count. The lurker count is also increasing. The orbital count is very low, and that's a real problem for Bunny here, who's going to run out of scans pretty quickly. 7 SCVs do end up falling. This lurker is still here dealing damage. The little drop wanting to go for this hatchery will not quite make it. Double abducts being cast on these Terran units. 2 siege tanks will end up falling. Lurker on the left side finally goes down, but the Roach run by actually coming in strong as well will take out that tank, and 2 more lurkers do end up showing up as well. Left side base will get cancelled by a Marine drop, as Bunny is all over the map, except at home it seems like. He's fighting everyone's battles, but leaves his family at home dying. It's not quite where the priority should be in this game, I think, Bunny. Lacking that stable economy really to kind of have a consistent pushing power, to really maintain that pushing strength, have continuous scans as well, which is so important when you're playing against lurkers. Missile attacks level 3 is about to finish up. We do see +3 infantry weapons are also close to finishing, but not really sure if that's going to matter in this game. So this drop will not end up clearing too much. 20 SCVs went down somewhere. I'm not sure where that was, but I do believe that these lurkers and roaches have something to do with it. Ghost will stay alive. Once again, Bunny cancels this base on the right side. This game has been absolute non-stop action, by the way. It is a extremely trade-heavy game so far. Both players losing a crap ton. The army for Bunny is still very big. There is Liberators with this army as well. There's 9 tanks still. Oh, is that enough lurkers here to break this? I think it might just be. A lot of the tanks are going to get taken out. Brilliant Blinding Cloud here in those 3 tanks. Slow Banelings moving in as well right now. Lurkers quite in range of that tank. Will manage to take it out. There's still 12 medevacs alive. 4 tanks. The supply for Bunny has fallen a fair amount at this point. Is there a Nidus network? Yes, there is a Nidus network about to finish up, and Solar immediately wants to start using that. As these lurkers move back a tiny tad. Nidus network now could go down in the main base, but perhaps Solar first wants to create a bit of a distraction. A diversion of sorts. Not quite going to be the case here. Bunny is paying attention, has 1 tank sieged up. Is there any units in here? Oh, yes, there is. That is 5 lurkers in there. That is 10 lurkers. What is that? 9 lurkers in there, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. 8 lurkers in there. And I'm not quite sure if Bunny has an answer to 8 lurkers. I think Bunny had an answer to 2 lurkers. This is 8. That's a lot of lurkers. Lurkers will move forward. No snipes being cast. Is there even a scan? Yes, there is 1 scan. We need to see snipes. We need to see snipes. 1 lurker will go down. 2nd lurker goes down. The other 5 will escape. At the same time, though, beautiful move here out of Solar. Moves in on the planetary. Moves in at the 3rd base as well at the exact same time. This Nidus is still alive. Lurkers are going to pop out 1 more time. Is there scans available? There's 1 more scan, but for how much longer? Scan gets cast over here. GG gets called as Solar wins this absolute banger of a game over here on Atmosphere. 2K Atmospheres against Bunny. Poor Bunny tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, the Lurker was slightly too strong. Fantastic game though. I really do enjoy Bunny games. I always enjoy Bunny games, even if he loses. Maybe especially when he loses. This game had a lot of action, and that tends to be the case in Bunny games. That's why I love watching this guy. All right, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks all so much for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you, and bye-bye.